I'm sitting here talking for an hour and you want like a 30-second clip? No.
Okay.
Oh my God, no one ever asked me. This is crazy, I'm about to cry.
I'm buying a top ticket. This top ticket, anytime I go to, because I know that I'm gonna network with people.
Absolutely, at a top level.
Right.
I understand that 100%.
So I guess my thing was, and fortunately I ran into another guy, Joshua, and he was like, if you don't have a question, he was just like, if you don't have a question, that's okay. Because I was like, oh, I'm around these folk and I can't think of no question to ask.
Sometimes being in their presence is a little bit of enough.
I mean, they're cool people, you know.
Because just the fact that you are in a diamond, you already set apart from everybody upstairs.
Like I said, for me, my mindset is just like, it's time for me to be serious. You know, when you a young lady, I would say when you get in your 40s, it's like all that stuff is like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have time. I feel like I don't have time waste. Even though if I talk to my 80-year-old mom, she's like, wait a minute, you still my baby. Yeah, of course. But it's that was my thing. But I think, for me, moving forward, I'm gonna be like, let me find somebody that's been to this conference before. That's my lessons. That's been to the conference before, and let me get what they would get out of it. So like asking you, because I ask you say, well, last year is different from this year. Are you gonna do it next year? And so what are you gonna do different, next year that, because you're gonna have a lot more. You're gonna be a lot bigger. So, all right, Dedrick.
Why don't you sit up?
I like him. I need me a right hand like you. That's one thing I will have next year.
Okay.
Is a right hand.
Well, next year he's gonna be full time with me. Now he'll have his other clients.
Yes.
But and I may have another person that will kind of be like assist him or assist us.
Because I be somewhere so telling that person the thought behind.
Right. Because him being in a certain both of us being in the sessions makes a difference. Because like I'm gonna have a little powwow in a couple of weeks. I need my phone.
I know you need the phone, but this wire is kind of bothering
Yeah.
you. You're at 28%.
Yeah.
How does that look for you?
I think I could.
I'll live with it, but I mean.
It's in, you can see it?
Yeah, I would not see it.
Unless I try to hide it. I would rap, but so all right, you the boss on that. As long as I get my
He see what we look like.
Now I'm on you can get a videographer, but if they do cinema and they do movies, they might not be able to do your podcast.
Yeah. It is a definite.
Yeah.
My production team, they have historically done like wedding videography, event videography, things like that.
Yeah.
And music videos.
Yeah.
And so it has been a transition.
Yeah.
Shift to like working with different camera angles.
Right.
And somebody on the switcher.
Right.
And then the editing behind the scenes is like, we need to make sure on camera is we're shooting it well.
Yeah.
So it's less needed to be edited in post.
Right.
Because these episodes need to come out.
Right.
We're still releasing episodes we shot in January.
Wow.
Because my thing was, I know my people. I know y'all slow. Y'all still.
Are you recording? Okay. Cause I'm like she's spitting game right here, and I'm like. Okay, so let's go ahead. Thank you for watching the Social Media for Business podcast, where I interview absolutely great guests who are doing great things on social media. Today's guest, oh my God, you have got to tune in. This sister, so you heard that. This sister, let me tell you. So Tiffanie McCall, and that's IE. Just make sure you got that down. Tiffanie, this sister she is the host of an absolutely excellent podcast that you have to check out. Let's go into that social media. So on Facebook, over 4,000 on Facebook. On Instagram, she's got 2 on Instagram. Over 4,000 on her personal Instagram. Over 32,000 on her business Instagram. She's got TikTok, over 4,000 on TikTok, just killing it. Now YouTube, she's doing it. 800, just close to where you need to be on YouTube. So she's killing it. Excellent podcast, excellent energy. Tiffanie, thank you for taking the time to sit with me.
Oh my God, you know more about me than I do. I was like, I got that many.
Yes, you do, and that's why they have to tune in and listen to that. I want to get into the social media, but before we get into it, I really want to know, like, what encouraged you? You're an artist too, but what encouraged you to even think about the podcast? Are you a coach, a consultant, or a subject matter expert, and you're not using a podcast to grow your business? You know you are leaving money on the table? And if you've already started one, but you're not getting listeners or clients that you want, my free 4-step podcast to success program gives you a simple roadmap to launch and grow your podcast in just 30 days. Build credibility, reach more people, and attract more clients. Click the link below and get started now.
So I always had a heart for empowering people.
Okay.
I used to have a brand called affirmher.co, and that's really where freeyourmind.pod on Instagram, where it came from. And it was, that brand was more so about empowering women, black women, to reclaim their power and create the life that they want to live.
Okay.
But there was a time on social media during like COVID, and everything kind of felt performative, and I didn't feel like my authentic self. Like I wasn't getting on Instagram just being real. I was being what I thought a motivational and a woman empowerment speaker would be, how they would present themselves, how they would talk, and it didn't always feel like me. And so that brand ended up dying because I just lost the will to keep pretending, to keep putting up this facade. And so the page actually went dormant. Well, first it started with me getting kicked out of Instagram.
We need to talk about that. Now this was the personal Instagram. This is for Free Your Mind. This is before.
I just changed the name.
So
it used to be called affirmher.co.
Okay.
When we were building it, and we skyrocketed that page, which a strategy I'll tell y'all that it worked then.
Okay.
But when we tried to, and we got locked out, we tried to replicate it.
Okay.
It worked quite the same.
Okay.
So we had to relearn strategy, relearn Instagram, because when I got locked out the page, I was like, shoot, I didn't feel like making it anymore.
Yeah.
So, but then once that feeling to empower people never really went away. So the mission has stayed the same.
So
mediums have.
Mission more important than the numbers. Okay.
Mission more important than the name of the brand, more important than the name, like how I was doing it. But when I decided I need to do this, like I love what I was doing, I want to do it in a way that feels good to me, and that's what birthed the podcast, Free Your Mind, the podcast.
Okay.
And so we changed over the name from affirmher.co to freeyourmind.pod on Instagram, and we still tapped into that audience, because what I didn't want to do was lose the audience that we had. We had built it up to about, I think when I got back on Instagram in that page last year, and
well, your Instagram is over 32,000, so I know you know that.
I think we started at about like 20. I think it was about like 28,000.
Okay.
When I got back.
Okay. All right.
So in the last year.
Oh wow.
Is when I have built.
Sweet.
32.
Wow.
And that's been a combination of a lot of things.
Okay.
One thing I will say, and this is the
well, I don't want to get
don't go to strategy,
to strategy yet.
Okay.
I want to know more about Free Your Mind.
Okay.
Where did that name come from?
Yeah.
What inspired Free Your Mind?
Okay, so it came from me realizing that the mission was more important than the medium.
Okay.
Right? And so it was like, I want to be free to be myself.
Okay.
And empower people and create the life that they want to live, because that's always been the message.
Okay.
But I want to do it in a way that feels good to me.
Okay.
That I can freely be myself, be authentic. And so I don't know, that name just really popped in my. Someone else asked me this, where did the name come from? And I really can't even tell you. That's how little the name means.
So I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Please do me a favor. Go ahead, like this video, and subscribe. It definitely helps me to help you and help others who love this content. So we're gonna go back to the podcast. So you mentioned like during COVID, being on social media, not really feeling authentic. So the whole aspect of Free Your Mind, like how does that resonate with you? Is there something specific that's happened? Is there?
So it's an emotion for me. It's an emotion behind that Free Your Mind, because it gives me permission to show up as myself.
Okay.
Free your mind of free yourself of the limitations of your mind. It's
Okay.
the real whole expanded version. That's the Bible verse I created.
Okay.
But we summarized it to Free Your Mind because it's more catchy and it's more easier to remember, and then it has the invoke song. So, but it's free yourself of the limitations of your mind,
Okay.
so that you can create the life that you want to live. And that's really, really what we are promoting, what we're encouraging, what our messages are, even with the guests that we have, is that you can do anything that you want.
Okay.
There's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing that you can't start. There's no brand you can't build. There's nothing. If you want to be a professional lay on the streeter, you could just go out and lay on the streets. Who's gonna tell you can't? You know what I'm saying? If you can find a way to make money from it, try
or survive.
So I can read it.
Right.
Do whatever you want.
Okay, so you've got the mission of Free Your Mind. Why start a podcast? Why not just keep it on a social media platform?
Because I love that you asked this question, because I always be wanting people to ask me that, like, why do this on a podcast? And it's not about it being trendy or everybody has a podcast. My thing is, I want to empower the world. I want to show the world that there are many ways and paths to success, but I only have one story.
Okay.
So what better way to empower the world by sharing other people's stories?
Right.
I make this podcast. It has nothing to do with me. It's very little about me. I'm just a vessel that's there, and I like to do a little kiki and laugh and make jokes and make cocktails on the show because I love drinking cocktails. But it's more so about sharing other people's stories so that someone can say, hey, I'm where they were right now, and if they could make a shift and change their life and become successful, maybe I can too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I only have one story.
Okay.
And nobody want to listen. You listen to me by 3 or 4 episodes, and you did probably heard the whole thing. Because 45 minutes, I could talk, but that's a lot of talking by yourself for 45 minutes.
Okay.
I'm gonna run out of things to say.
Okay.
But if I could share someone else's story, if I could share everyone else's story, anybody will be able to identify themselves in somebody.
Okay.
You might not identify yourself with my story, but you might have seen the business owner who spent years behind bars in prison and now come out and be a multimillionaire and the owner of multiple businesses that we had on our show. And now you're saying, well, look, I've been in prison. I just got out of prison, and if he could do it, I could do it. Or if maybe, we have a young lady whose mother was addicted to drugs, father was addicted to drugs. She was raised by her family and her grandmother and her aunts and stuff like in her community and things like that. And now is a business owner and married and has a child and living the life, what freedom looks like to her. And you maybe think like, well, I thought I wasn't going to be nothing because my mother was this, my grandmother was a prostitute, my father was, a drug addict.
Looking at their past.
Now, I'm not destined to do nothing.
Right.
But if she can turn her life around, or maybe I could turn my life around.
Right.
I haven't had those experiences,
Right.
but you might not identify with the experiences that I've had.
Right.
So the podcast gives me a platform to be able to share other people's stories and to connect with people. I get to connect with the guests.
Right.
I get to learn. And that was one of the things that I learned in doing the podcast, is that that this is an opportunity for me to also learn. Have guests on the show that I can benefit from. This is a benefit for them. They're getting to tell their story.
I'm doing that.
Promote their business.
Yeah.
Do all
Right.
But let it be a business benefit to me too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There doesn't have to be a monetary exchange.
Right.
It could be an intellectual exchange.
Absolutely.
It could be you giving me a gem. That one gem could shift my perspective, like we talk about on the show. Change my whole life. Change the game of everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So many opportunities with having a podcast, and that's why we say we believe in the power of conversation, the transformative power of conversation. Because things change, things shift. We get introduced to new ideas, new thought ways, new ways of doing things.
Right.
So it's transformative.
Right. So as an artist, tell me about your experience as an artist. How long? When did that start? What encouraged that?
I've been performing since I was probably like 15.
Okay.
But like live performing, like doing gigs and stuff like that, venues and things like that, probably since I was like 19 or 20.
Okay.
And for a while, especially in my 20s, that was like my main bread and butter. Like, we'll sing for food, that was me. Okay, we'll sing for Jim Beam Apple, that was me.
Okay. Okay.
Not the
Okay.
big one either, the little one.
Okay.
That's all I needed. But yeah, so I've been doing that a long time, and then I got into performing with agency bands, and now I sing with a go-go band in the DC area because I'm kind of like adaptable, you know. If I'm winning Rome, I'm gonna do what the Romans do. If they listen to go-go music here in this city, hey, let's try.
Okay.
What's the worst that can happen?
Okay.
You don't work out.
Okay.
It definitely not gonna work out if you don't try.
So, what a part of you, the artist? What a part of you? Where's that energy, that passion? Because you're still active. What keeps that part of you going? What encourages that? What fuels that?
So I'm the social proof of the theory of the show.
Okay.
Like, if I can't live it, I can't expect you. If I don't believe it, I can't expect you to believe it. So when I say you can create the life that you want to live, I am actively doing that. I love to sing. I love to perform. I come alive on stage. And that is the life I want to live. You live whatever life you want to live. That's just what I love to do, and that's what I continue to do. And I have to be the living proof and the example, because I can't just talk about people having the authority to tailor their lives and customize their lives to fit them, and not actually tailor and customize the life to fit me.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's get into these numbers. Okay. I appreciate.
You know more about the numbers than me. I ain't gonna lie. I be looking through all
So I'm a numbers person. But what's behind the numbers is your work.
Yeah.
And you've got very good numbers on all your platforms. So there's work that's about what I like that you said before, what you talked about, the mission. And then you've got the interesting thing about you is you've got twofolds. You've got the podcast social media, and then you've got Tiffany's social media, and they're both doing well. So we'll let's talk TikTok.
Okay.
Let's just go TikTok.
Oh, I don't know anything about it.
So, but you've got over 4,000 followers on both your platforms. So you're doing something for the person that's got 100, trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
You've got 4,000 on TikTok. So are you? Talk to me. What's the? Is it the feed? Is it just, hey, I put it on Instagram and throw it on TikTok, or is it?
So as far as strategy, I think it's a couple different things.
Okay.
So I'm gonna speak from my own personal thought process here. I'm mainly focused my content on Instagram.
Okay.
Because that's the platform that I prefer.
Okay.
I just have a TikTok because I'm supposed to, or because there's people.
Because everybody say get TikTok.
Yeah. And
Okay.
there's people on TikTok that may not be on Instagram.
Okay.
And so I'm horrible. I used to have this app where it repurposes. So everything I posted on Instagram, it posted on TikTok.
Okay.
It posted to YouTube Shorts. It posted some things posted to Pinterest.
Okay.
Pinterest don't like a whole lot.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah.
Just a picture. It's too many words. It's not coming in.
Right.
So it would repurpose it, and so I tested something with, is the algorithm maybe not showing my content on TikTok because it's that repurpose app. So I shifted away the rules of the repurpose app, and I never went back to change it.
Okay.
So now the only thing that's consistent is my daily affirmation.
Okay.
But you have to find things that platform likes.
Okay.
And that's one thing that I haven't invested the time in on TikTok. Is just my content reaches who it's supposed to reaches 4,000. It has reached people to 4,000.
Yeah, I mean.
And then you do things like you do the challenges.
Right.
You do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was it this app? Was there a period of time that, a year that you had this app? Like initially when you built the your TikTok, did you have this app, or were you doing a number of things on TikTok because like I said, 4,000, it's not 1 million or 2 million, but it's 4,000 is still a significant number.
So I think initially when I got the TikTok, it was a from her.com.
Okay.
So I was only posting the affirmations on it.
Okay. Tell me about those affirmations. Let's go back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the affirmations are the funnel. Like, they's the things that bring people to the page. Something that's easily shareable, that's easily somebody will like or post on their Instagram. Easily shared. right? And then we have the meats and the vegetables, and or I don't really remember how the pyramid goes. But the thing in the middle, once they come in, then I keep them with the podcast clips. Tell them to go watch the podcast, or when we're promoting our merch, those things here. That's that middle part. Well, actually, the merch will probably go here because we're keeping them. We're doing more once we get we're sharing our theory, what the page is about, what Free Your Mind is about. So that's the pictures with the words on there, or our podcast episodes, or a motivational quote or something like that. My talking head videos. Those are the things that express my theory and what we're all about. That's where I'm encouraging people to create the life that they want to live. I'm telling them how they can. Well, I'm telling them why they should create the life that they want to live. I'm confronting their current situation and reminding them that they don't want to be there. If you don't want to be there, let me help you get where you want to be. Okay? And so the way you get there is by being in our world, being in the Free Your Mind world, okay? So that's how we keep them, and then we sell them. Now, this is all being perfected because as I learn, I will change my strategy. But this is just what has gotten us to this.
So back to TikTok. So it was pretty much, hey, I'm feeding this to Instagram. I'm gonna really feed the same thing to TikTok.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I tried to go live on TikTok. They be doing too much. All them cartoons popping up on the screen. I be like, look, you know what, y'all? But I gotta go because I'm getting dizzy. My head's hurting. The strawberries popping up and little mushroom characters. I gotta get out of here. Okay. So yeah, TikTok is not my lane. But I do things like if there's a growth challenge. Right. Let's share our content, like-minded. Where are my sisters that know they not where they supposed to be? Where are my sisters that's currently looking at their life like they wish they could be like the girls on Instagram? You know what I'm saying? Where y'all at? Because I'm talking to you. I got something for you. Like, those type of things, and that attracts. Get into those challenges, try those things. That attracts, you find your tribe. Don't be afraid to lose followers. As fast as you find, so you're not supposed to be here. But yeah, that's one of my strategies for TikTok.
So let's flip over to Facebook.
Facebook, I just know a lot of people, Chad. That ain't no strategy.
So Facebook is just the people.
That's just my family.
I mean,
friends.
you still got. I mean, it's like 4,000. So
I didn't even know we had friends. I don't even know where to find the friends on Facebook. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But are you?
I didn't have Facebook since Facebook was. You had to have a college email address.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's like Facebook is there, but are you? It's just kind of like social media across the board. You still kind of feed. Everything.
Yeah. So all of our content is connected. Everything is connected to something else. And so what goes here, it goes there. And then I know a lot of people. I got a huge family. I got and I perform. Like I'm also a singer.
As artist, so
that is also you join things, you join groups. I'm in the sorority, Zeta Phi Beta sorority, incorporated, Z5. And so, got sorority sisters, fraternity brothers on there. Like Facebook is just a place for the homies.
I got you.
That's real life. I go on there and, I don't know, post picture of my grandma.
Any income or anything on Facebook?
No,
okay.
No,
all right. So let's talk. Let's jump to Instagram. No. Let's come back to Instagram.
Okay.
Let's start YouTube.
Okay.
800 subscribers. So you growing. You're growing on YouTube. So any type of strategy, or is it just kind of like, hey, I'm just gonna make sure these podcast episodes and the shorts get up? Okay.
We're promoting, and like I said, YouTube is a new space for me.
Okay.
It's a completely new space for me, and I'm just now learning strategy for YouTube. And so being a part of communities and being around other content creators that are really into long form content, and that's their specialty, YouTube and things like that, picking up things. I just got a gem yesterday from Omar El Katori, I think is how you pronounce his last name. He was just saying, like, your platform, you need to speak to your platform, and you train your platform for how you want them to operate in that space. YouTube is where my long form content is. So I'm about to take off them shorts. It's not gonna be no more YouTube shorts. You want to see shorts, come to Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Because I need you to be accustomed to watching our episodes for an hour.
You know, I guess that's something to kind of talk about. Have you gone through any of your data? Have you looked at any of your stats?
On YouTube,
YouTube, yeah.
No,
And I just asked because I've gotten subscribers from the shorts.
I have too.
So yeah, so that's what I say. You know, so I guess is it you're gonna kind of pull back on them, or
So I've gotten subscribers from my shorts. People watching the shorts, but our views are not where they need to be.
I got you.
On our YouTube page. You know, you watching short. I don't want you to be here. I'm posting an hour.
I need to bring Dedrick in on it because this is a constant conversation all of us have.
I ain't posting
about
YouTube. I'm
YouTube.
sitting here talking for an hour, and you want like a 30-second clip? No.
Okay.
You take that over to Instagram,
Okay.
where the views matter.
Okay.
For that.
Okay.
Here,
I
the
respect
views
that.
matter for the long form content. So
Okay.
you want to be a part of our conversation over here.
Okay.
And this your space. You
Okay.
like YouTube.
Okay.
What we do on YouTube is talk for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
Yeah,
I
and
can respect
this is a gym I just got yesterday.
Okay.
Because I'm just trying to figure out things. I'm just trying to learn things. Like these two things I have, they don't make no sense. And so when I go into spaces like this, I'm intentional.
Yeah.
I need an answer to why I'm getting views here and not there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you like the affirmations here, but affirmations not meant for YouTube.
Right.
This is not even supposed to be over here.
Right.
So let's take that off when we go home.
Yeah.
And now we rework it and see
Right.
what's happening here. And if we get better, okay, we move on to something else. If we still struggling, then we got some more questions.
I don't know if you remember David talking about challenging your stance.
Yeah.
So that's what I just did.
Absolutely. And you did a great job.
And you did a great job coming back on it.
Because when you know what you're talking about,
Right.
you can defend your position.
Right, defending
Yeah.
your position. So
Yeah,
that was, because I'm like, what about this? But so, talk about, the sweet spot, and that's Instagram. You're killing it on your personal platform. You've got a very strong start, and then you've got For Your Mind, the 32,000. So you mentioned the affirmations. What are the things, what is it about Instagram that you enjoy? What is it about Instagram that you're really killing it?
It's sophisticated, and I'm sophisticated.
Okay.
It's got a little bit of classy. It's got a little bit of ratchet. It's got a little bit of truth telling.
So say that one more time.
It's got a little bit sophisticated.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
sophisticated.
Okay.
I made it up. You hear somebody else say it, they stole it from me.
Okay.
Sophisticated.
We got it recorded.
Yeah, it's recorded. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, people who follow me, they know I say stuff. I just be making up words. But
Yeah.
sophisticated is my. I don't know, ain't no official term. Somebody probably
Well,
else said it.
when we create the short, that's the
Sophisticated.
and I tag you on it.
Yeah, and they gonna be like, here she go again. But yes, because Instagram feels more authentically me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
TikTok, I'm never gonna get on nobody's computer
Okay.
or internet in my body.
Okay.
I'm not doing it.
All right.
House gonna be clean in the background for you.
Okay.
Now it might not be spotless.
Right.
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 Because that may be for another platform.
Right.
But you're not gonna see the trash and the
Right.
cats running, dogs running around. No.
Like, it's interesting. When we talked earlier, we talked about the introvert extrovert switch.
Yeah.
And so, like, the sophisticated.
Sophisticated.
Yeah, there's a switch, or there's a certain post that.
It's a
Okay.
shift.
Okay.
It's a shift.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a duality.
Okay.
It's a duality because none of us are one-dimensional beings, right? We all have all of these things that make up us, and a lot of the time, society or content creation or whatever, it puts you into this one way of being. And we all have these multiple dimensions. And sometimes I cuss, and sometimes I might quote a scripture, but every time you're gonna know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned merch. Merch stores is new. Have you had it for a while? How are we doing with the merch store?
Free Your Mind, and I keep going back to Affirm Her because Free Your Mind is a derivative of,
Okay.
right? But Affirm Her was strictly a t-shirt brand. We just did the motivational content on Instagram to help sell the t-shirts.
Okay.
But that was really what it's about.
Okay.
And that's why it was performative on Instagram, because it's really here to sell t-shirts and loungewear.
How's it going?
It was horrible. We had to close it down.
Oh,
But when
okay.
we brought Free Your Mind back,
Okay.
the mission remained important.
Okay.
and has always been a center focus.
Okay.
And so we started the t-shirt line only because that's what I know how to do.
Okay.
Not because I feel like that's some brilliant business strategy and I want to be the world's biggest t-shirt owner. No, I just, that's what I know how to do.
Okay.
But what I've learned and what I am learning is that my desire is to build community, cultivate community, and change lives.
Okay.
And so I believe that our business model is, and they talk about the journey of your viewer, right, or your customer. And so we have our customers or our viewers on social media. We want them to journey to our YouTube, to be a part of our conversations. And we want someone to be inspired to want more and do more and transition them into, or have them, invite them to join our community.
Okay.
And so that's what we're going to be cultivating coming up, is building a community, that next place for you to go. When you watch our YouTube video, I don't want you to just feel good. I want you to decide it's time for a change.
Okay.
At the end of the video, I want you to say, I need to make a change. What I do? What's next? What I do?
Okay.
And then that's where you go into our community for the what do I do? How do I become?
Okay.
And so I've been strategizing. I've been working with a beautiful, beautiful young lady who is a community strategist, and she's going to be helping me to actually put this theory into practice and build a safe space for women to grow. And it's not just for women, but I just feel like I'm led to speak to women because I am a woman.
Okay.
I can relate. I don't know how to cultivate a space for men. You know what I'm saying? Now, if men feel like they want to be a part of our community and get into what we're getting into, more the merrier.
Okay.
But just know I'm going to talk like a woman.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about woman things sometimes, and that's just it. Now, in that, though, community brings people. So, if men were to join, I would know there's a need for a man to be a part of this in some way. Because our space is calling for masculine energy in that way. So, it's just all about learning. As long as you're staying a student, you continue to expand and grow. You be around people. We have conversations like this where you be like, hey, that's something I didn't even think about. You know what I'm saying? Or you're putting language to a feeling I've always had, or a thought I've always had, but I never know how to come about it, what to do with it. And so that's what being in community is all about. That's what being in relationship is all about. And that's what talking is all about.
Okay. So as an artist, has social media helped you as an artist, and do you use social media as an artist?
Not the way I should, because I'm a live performer. I never had to use social media to perform. You know what I'm saying? When I perform at the show, that gives me the next show. So that's where I've always thought about it with music. I used to, want to be the next Beyonce, but I don't know if that's my actual calling. Or if God is going to use that gift in another way. You know what I'm saying? I haven't quite figured it out. He dropped this in my spirit and in my lap, and is supercharging me to go after it. I can't even deny the fact that there's a purpose in my life to do this work, right? So many people like you inviting me to be on this podcast and talk about the things that I'm doing. Like, I'm doing big things, and I'm sitting here thinking like, I have so much work to do. I've done nothing.
No, you've got a lot going on with the platforms that you have. You have media.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You have very good media, and that's I it's funny. I have a criteria. I had someone approach me and say, "Hey, I want to be on your podcast." I said, "Great." So what's your social media like? And it's like, well, I really don't have any. I said, well, I would love to have you on my podcast. But when you get your social media straight, let's talk, because that's what
your podcast is about.
That's
absolutely.
my podcast.
And the same way is with me. People I want to be on your podcast to talk about, well, listen, my podcast focuses on people's journey to success. And if you ain't got no success, we ain't got no journey to talk about. Like, you still got things to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I have that same thing, and that's important. That means that you're specific and that people see what you're doing and they want to be a part of it.
So I can definitely see that you've put a lot of energy into the free your mind, that brand, that quality, just because it's like those, you got high social media, but them numbers are up there. What would you tell someone who is starting off on Instagram, and you in 12 months 10,000? Like what is that? What is the key to really, because and Instagram is constantly changing. But what would you say? Hey,
What you mean by 12 months, 10,000?
Didn't you say you had 28,000? There was a 28,000. You was for 28,000. Well, it wasn't.
We had 32.
It was 28 to 32. So
When
it
we
was 4.
got back
My
on
numbers.
Instagram,
Yeah, 4,000.
We got back on Instagram
Right.
last year,
Right.
April or March, when I started taking Instagram serious and really went to getting the page unlocked and all that
Right.
kind of stuff.
So it's 4,000. It was 4,000.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
still,
yeah.
to get that type of number in that time frame, was it just the affirmations? What was those things that pumped those numbers up? If you
Can I
remember.
be honest with you?
Yes.
I think our growth is moving slow.
Okay.
That's just how I feel. I feel like our content and the movement of our number. Let me
Why?
tell you- okay, because I just feel like there's a reach issue on Instagram.
Right.
That I cannot master because the rules keep changing,
Right.
the goals keep changing, everything like that. But I started doing trial reels.
Okay.
So
Trial reels, explain.
Okay, trial reels are reels that, in my opinion, should be low effort reels, and they're like that end of the bottom of the pyramid, like I was talking about. Those push your reels to people who are not following you, for it to test the level of quality of the content, right? It purposely pushes those things out to people who are not your followers, right? And so expanding your reach, getting visibility, all of those things. I try anything. Everything that come out, I try it if it works. The thing about it is you gotta be consistent.
Okay.
So when we did January and February of 2026, I was posting so much. Now, we had already...
So what's so much?
Okay,
Is that
so...
1 day, 5 a day? What's so much?
When we got back on Instagram last year, we were posting 3 times a day.
Okay.
Affirmations every morning. Those get scheduled like on Sunday. They're scheduled for the week. So affirmations every morning, and then I was scheduling either a business post in the middle of the day or a motivational post in the end of the day. Like they would alternate what the times is, because I do be putting too much emphasis on how the page looks. No one cares. Like CJ
you wanted to look at
the aesthetic.
the aesthetics. Yeah.
Nobody cares,
Yeah.
like CJ keeps telling
Right.
us. But yeah, so I was posting 3 times a day, and I was posting 3 trial reels a day, January to February of 2026. That's 6 posts a day.
Okay.
Not to mention posting on my stories.
Okay.
Not to mention like sharing and collabing with the guests that were on this podcast.
Right.
And we were including the podcast posts into that sequence. It
Okay.
was just a lot.
Right.
So, and also I decided in February 2026, I want to do this 30-day challenge, a weight loss challenge.
Okay.
So I was creating the content and posting it that day, same day.
And this is Free Your Mind's Instagram.
Free your mind. This is
Okay.
now,
Okay.
yeah. And so we did see a spike with
Okay.
the trial reels. We
Okay.
saw a spike. I posted something randomly that went crazy viral,
Okay.
like 100, like I think it's like 500,000 views or something like that. We still getting
Okay.
I still getting
Good
likes
views
off
from
of
that.
it and views
Okay.
off it.
Okay.
But yeah, so we did one of those. That got me crazy numbers,
Mm-hmm.
increase in numbers. Maybe got like 1,000 followers from that
Okay.
in February.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more
Okay.
than that, but yeah.
So are you 100% organic? Have you done any ads?
I was doing ads with Affirm Her.
Okay.
But that was like in 2021,
Oh, okay.
2022.
And was it strategic? Did you kind of play with it to see if it worked when you did ads back
We
then?
were running ads only on the clothing line.
Just okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're just pushing the clothing. So you're 100% organic. You're doing almost 6 posts a day at this time frame.
At that time frame,
At that
yes.
time frame.
Yes.
And so what was your expectation? Because you said you felt like it was slow.
Expanding our reach, and I was just thinking that our YouTube numbers was going to increase more.
Okay.
Because that's what we was sending everybody.
Okay.
The Instagram was just where we was meeting the people and telling them to go to YouTube.
Okay.
And that it wasn't growing.
Now, how old is your podcast?
A year and a half. We started December 2024.
And when you started, how many subscribers did you have?
0.
And you have 800 in a year?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just
It's
saying.
all relative. I don't really know how fast things are.
So
I'm the biggest.
Like
and
you
the
said,
largest,
like you
okay?
said, it is relevant.
It is
It is
relative.
relevant. I have talked to, and because this is what I do. I've talked to people that have been in it a couple of years that got 200.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've talked to people that got thousands. You know. You know, if I put my opinion, I think 800 is excellent.
Okay.
You know,
I appreciate it.
because you're growing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. You know, watch hours is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
You know that.
And I haven't even got to them analytics.
You know, that's another conversation.
And I'll tell you one other thing I do. I don't know if this gonna get my page kicked off of YouTube or not, but my laptop right now is playing Free My Podcast
Okay.
all day long,
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
And everybody who house I go to, I turn it on in one of their
Yeah.
TVs.
I mean, there's some people I've watched that suggested, like they said,
Yeah.
when your podcast comes up,
Yeah.
just tell family, just play it in
Play
the
it,
background.
yeah.
Until it really gets
The cookouts,
Yeah.
we putting that joint in the background,
Right.
put it on mute.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might see yourself like, hey, turn
Yeah.
that off, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, so right now you're saying that Instagram is pretty much like that marketing to say we're using Instagram to get you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where we meeting our people at.
Okay.
Because you do have to know where your people are. You have to know who you're talking to. You have to know where they at.
Okay.
And I think my homegirls is on Instagram.
Okay.
Now, if I find out my homegirls on TikTok,
Okay.
then I gotta go over to TikTok and
All
we
right.
gotta, put our
All right.
bonnet on and talk in the bed.
All right. So let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
So who inspires you?
Oh my gosh. My North Star is Brandy Harvey.
Okay.
And she knows this because I told her this at Podcast Summit 2025. Okay, we had a whole moment. But yes, that is my North Star.
So I can't believe I did that. Let's
It's like on my show when I
have
do-
to
Pew, pew, pew,
Yeah,
pew.
I have to ask this because the Brandy Harvey story is important.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to ask you about this. Tell me how you got that interview and what it pushed that. And in my understanding, you were a fan even before you interviewed.
I love Brandy Harvey.
Okay.
I want to do everything she do except for get the doctorate degree. So I don't want to do no more school. But everything else that she does and her level of intelligence, I want to be as smart as her without going to the school.
Okay.
Right? And I want to cuss a little bit more than she do. Yeah, a lot more than she do. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I like to cuss. But everything about her, I love. Like, I mean, from her locks to the way that she sits in her chair and the way that she does her intros, the well versed that she is, the way that she speaks, the way that she walks straight up, like she don't have no hunching, she don't have no like slouch. Like I just love everything about her. I love everything about her. Like my North Star. That's what she is, literally.
So what was that like to have the opportunity to interview her?
Oh my God, it was life-changing. Not so much life-changing because it's like, oh my God, a star. But no, it was life-changing for me to say something and then it happened. Yeah. My intention to go, when I saw Brandy Harvey was gonna be a guest, I don't know if I think I bought my ticket already.
Yeah.
But when I saw Brandy Harvey was gonna be a guest, I said, I'm getting her on the camera.
Okay.
I'm introducing myself to her. Okay. I went to Podcast Summit 2025 with that intention, but in the moment, it felt like I felt frozen because I was so excited, so nervous, so all of the things that I did get frozen for a second. And a friend of mine, shout out to J Star, he just like pushed me towards her, like, this is what you said you wanted.
Right.
Go get it.
Right.
And I did.
Right.
I did that.
Did you already know what questions you were going to ask her?
I have one question that I ask everybody. What
Okay.
does freedom look like to you?
Okay.
The only question I'm ever asking, especially at events like this.
Okay.
On my show, it's the very first question we ask, and then we ask what type of things did you do to make you feel free.
Yeah.
Just because this is it's like a mood lightener, and then I like to be in people's business. So.
So what does freedom look like to you?
Oh my God, no one ever asked me. And you would think as much as I asked this question, I would have an answer like boom, rehearsed. Oh my God, no one ever has asked me what does freedom look like. Okay, so freedom to me, this is crazy. I'm about to cry.
I hope this is a good interview. You know, yeah.
Only because like that question has become like my thing.
Yeah.
And not to be too preachy, but CJ was telling in one of the sessions that we was having, he was saying like nobody wants to be put in a box, and you don't want to be known for one thing. Like
Right.
I want to be known.
Okay.
Well, that's that freedom, girl.
Right. But that, we could talk about that because CJ will sit there and say, go do one, master of none, jack of trade, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
master of one thing.
Master of one
Yeah,
thing.
be a master
So,
of one
but yeah.
thing. Yeah. So I want to be known for what if I could master freedom.
Okay. So what do you mean mastering freedom?
Freedom to me is having the ability to live with no limitations.
To live with.
None, absolutely none. No financial limitations. That means all my bills on auto pay. I don't even know how much bills is. They just come out. Like I don't know. Then my lights come on every time I flip the switch, so it must be paid. You know what I'm saying? I want the freedom to sleep wherever.
So is there a level like a mindset thing? Is it physical and mental? Where that freedom comes in?
It's all of the things.
Okay.
I want to be able to sit in this couch and not have to suck in my stomach. That's a level of limitation. Right now I'm holding it in. I got Spanx on. You know what I'm saying? I got Spanx on. I want to be able to wear these pants without no Spanx. As long as I got to put these Spanx on, that's a limit. I am bound to this belly because I drink alcohol all the time. So, like, freeing myself of that.
Okay.
Like, being free to live with no limitations, unapologetically, effortlessly, showing up my authentic self.
Do you think anyone can be free?
Everyone can be free.
Why, for the person that, just gets up and doesn't think that, why do you think that?
Because they haven't been shown that it's possible, and they don't believe that it's possible for them.
So,
my job is to not only to introduce you to the idea but help you to believe that it's possible for you and that you can too be free.
Okay. All right. So
once we get you to believe it, now we need to know now we need to talk about what freedom looks like to you.
Okay.
And then once you dream your biggest dream and you dream your wildest dream, you get all of your thoughts about what freedom looks like to you. Now we need to talk about how we go and get that.
Okay.
And once you go and get that, now we need to talk about how we about to talk to her right next to us because she ain't where we at. And that's the cycle of the fruit. That's the cycle of the growth lounge, y'all.
So
it's birthed. It's the first place I done said the name of the community out loud too.
What's it called?
I ain't saying it again. I'm joking. Got it on the camera.
We're gonna have some good shorts on this one.
The growth lounge.
The growth lounge.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. So last question. What does 12 months from now look for you?
12 months from now, I'm speaking it. I will be a motivational speaker, and I will speak on my first stage for the end of this year. I will do my first professional speech as a motivational speaker, and I will be working as a paid speaker by this time next year.
Okay.
This time next year.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
That's
so
the declaration.
We'll replay. So when I bring you back, motivational speaker, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Tiffanie, this was great.
It was amazing.
You shared so much. You were a great guest. I really appreciate you taking the time out.
I'm so glad you found me because I was literally about to be done with all this.
Oh, I was gonna find you.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
I was like, she sent me a message back, and I'm back and forth with Dedrick. He's like, did you get her? Did you get? I said, I'm gonna get her, and I ended up getting. Said, I'm gonna get her, and then when I saw you, I was like, let me, because it looked like that was the last one.
Yeah, I didn't even really want to do that. If I'm telling the truth, I already said no, and he was just standing there like, and I was like, you know what, I can just pull my phone right back out. Hold on, cause
pull one more. Any last thoughts? I
got this really, really prolific thought, right? And I really need y'all to listen to me good. I really need y'all to lean in on the edge. You see how he leaned down? I need you to lean in on the edge of your seat, because the thing that I have to say is going to change your life. I promise you have heard the words that I'm about to say, but you have never heard them in the way that I am about to say them to you. And why I'm about to say them to you like this is because I want your tomorrow to look better than your yesterday. I want everything that you want out of life. I want you to have everything that you want out of life. I want you to go after it. I want you to live freely. I want you to be proud of yourself. I want you to encourage and empower and inspire others. I want you to live authentically. I want you to live in abundance. Okay? So that's what I'm about to say. You ready for what I'm about to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all ready? Do whatever you want. Oh, and that's it, y'all. And that's it.
So on that note, thank you. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and remember, social media is a great place to do business, but stay positive.
Absolutely.